Hey everybody, it's Ann Kaplan from Ann Kaplan Childbirth Services and Mom Me, and I am broadcasting again to you guys about Family Drama Week. That is what we're talking about this week in Mom Me, and it seeks into all the little parts of our lives sometimes, especially around the holidays. It can be any time. Yesterday we talked about drama around birth, which I know all of you probably have experience with, or if you're pregnant, you're about to have experience with it. But today what I want to talk about is how to tell if you are the one causing the drama in your family, if you are the drama queen. And I am telling you that because I think that I might be the drama queen in my family. And for the longest time, I used to talk to my friends and say stuff like, I don't understand it. Like, there's just all this crazy stuff in our family. Why can't we just be a normal, boring family? Nobody else has these crazy drama stories. I have friends who are like, oh, tell me what's going on in your family, Ann. It's like a soap opera. I love hearing about all the crazy stuff that's going on in your family. And I had this like nagging feeling in my mind of like, I'm the common denominator in all of these stories. Like, am I the one who's manifesting this drama in my life? And I didn't really want to think about that for a long time, but I'm here to tell you guys, yes, I am. I'm the one who's manifesting drama in my life. And you might be the one who's manifesting drama in your life too. So I want to give you guys a little story about, so my family came out to visit, my parents came out to visit last Christmas. And it was a perfectly fine visit. Everyone was having fun, except me, as always, because I was all angsty and up in my head about, who am I? What does this mean? Who's my mom? Why do I feel this way? Blah, blah, blah. Like all of the family baggage that I have, and I have a lot of it, came up for me like it does every time. And at one point, I was talking to my sister on the phone, and I said, you know, Mom and Dad, they're just always fighting, and what's up with that? And she said, you know, when they're around me, they seem really happy. And when I heard her say that, I kind of had this final light bulb moment of like, I might be the one who's causing my parents to be unhappy and grouchy when they're around me. Like, it might be because of me. Like, maybe my energy or my intensity is in a way that totally makes it so that they can't relax or have fun or whatever. And letting myself even conceive that that might be what was going on was like a really big, started out as a little crack in the door that I could put my foot in, but it turned into a big opening for me to recognize, like, I obviously am affecting the people around me too. It's not just the other way around. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why might you be the drama queen? Why might you be this kind of like factor that's making drama happen when you're around? So tell me if this resonates with you guys. Like when you're on your own, when you're away from your family, when it's just you and your kids and all this stuff, you're super clear on like who you are, what you're about, where you're going in life. You might be growing and changing and things like that. But the second that we get with our extended family, it's like all of that stuff becomes cloudy again and you lose direction and all of a sudden you're reverting back to old patterns and people are treating you like they did when you were a kid and you're treating yourself the way you did when you were a kid and you're treating your family the way you did when you were a kid. All of this stuff comes up. It's like this clarity that we have when we're on our own. It gets completely clouded over when we're with our family. And I want to give you guys the analogy that your identity, the clarity that you have around who you are and what you're about and where you're going and how you're growing and all of that stuff, I want you guys to think about that as your compass. And for any of you who took the workshop with me back in August, the Crafting Your Compass workshop, you'll know what I'm talking about. Your compass is what we talk about in Mom Me as this thing that takes into account like all your vision for who you want to be and where you're going and all your goals and ambitions and your true identity. Who are you? What are your personality traits? What are you all about? What makes you tick? We take all of that stuff and we turn it into a compass. And our compass is what we use to make decisions when we're going forward with things, to answer questions that we don't know. And I say all the time, I said this yesterday in the broadcast, it doesn't matter if you know the how or the what and all of this stuff if you know the who and the why. And that's what your compass is. It's your who and your why. Now I want you guys to imagine that when you go home and you're with your family or your family comes to visit you or whatever, it's almost like you're taking your compass to true north. Do you know what happens when you take your compass to the North Pole? It doesn't work anymore. It spins around like crazy. So that's a really great analogy for me personally to use sometimes when I start feeling like so fuddled up and I'm having all these feelings that I've worked so hard not to have anymore, is to remind myself, like, oh, I'm at the North Pole right now. Like all of my directional signals are totally scrambled. And why is that happening? Things that happen to us when we're with our family or whatever, things that might seem totally innocuous to anybody except us, completely trigger us. And all of a sudden, once you're in this triggered moment, you feel fearful, or if you want to keep with the compass analogy, you're lost. You don't know your direction anymore. You are triggered. You are fearful. You perceive a threat to your clarity, to your compass, to who you are, what you're about, whether it's with your kids or just with yourself or whatever. And once we get into that triggered, fear, threatened mindset, that feeling of being lost, you guys, we go in a really bad direction, and we go in a direction that's totally directed by fear, and it's all about protecting ourselves and defending ourselves from this perceived threat. And that leads to engaging in fights with other people, being super defensive with people, having tension with people in our family, having conflicts with people, maybe overreacting to stuff that's not that big of a deal. All that stuff is totally normal, and I'm telling you right now, you guys, I do it all the time. Like every time I'm with my family, something comes up for me that's like another opportunity for me to learn a lesson. So how can we not do this? How can we at least minimize the amount of drama that we're causing by these like triggered feelings? Well, the solution on paper is easy. It's to not let your compass get scrambled. It's to stay clear and confident about who you are and where you're going, even when you're with your family. And it sounds so easy to do, right? But it is so, so hard. And that's why so many of us have family drama when we're with our extended family, when we're over the holidays. It's like a cliche that you're just going to go crazy when you're with your family, because it's so hard to stay clear. And what I want you guys to give yourself permission to think about this is like, it's a process. It's not something that's going to happen like that. It's not that like this time before you get on the plane to go home and see your parents, you have a little talk with yourself about, okay, this time I'm staying clear. I know my compass. I've got my compass right here, and it never shall it waver. You can't turn the page like that, unfortunately, but that's a really great thing for you to know, because you can give yourself some grace. It's a baby step. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's here I am in this situation. I'm pushing myself. I'm experiencing discomfort, and I'm learning something for next time. I know that I don't have to freak out about this or that. And I can tell you guys that over time, these things do get resolved, and your relationships can improve, and those kinds of things. And really, the decision on how much drama there is in your life rests with you. If you really, really don't like having family drama, check in with yourself. If you're in a family gathering, let's say, and things are starting to get amped up and you're starting to feel triggered, excuse yourself, go to the bathroom or whatever, take a second and literally check in with yourself. Like, what's my compass again? Let me remind myself, because when you stay clear and confident on your compass, all those other feelings of being triggered, defensive, angry, engaging in conflict, all that stuff, they just don't happen, because all of those things flow from this feeling of triggered fear and this feeling that we're lost. Our compass doesn't work anymore, and our vision has become clouded. So keeping that cloudiness out of the picture, keeping that triggered feeling out of the picture, is what's going to prevent us from going down the path of crazy drama and throwing wine glasses at each other and screaming. And in our family, we have a story that I won't tell today, but my mom or sisters are watching this, so they will know what I mean when I say stabbing your dumpling. Those are the kinds of things that we can avoid if we can just stay clear on our compass, you guys. And I'm not joking when I say that this stuff is hard. It's a lifelong process, and you need help sometimes. And if that's the case, sign up for a breakthrough session with me, because all of my sessions, people ask me all the time, like, what happens in a breakthrough session? Is it just some stupid sales pitch or some weird voodoo new age garbage? No, it's neither of those things. It is a chance for us to talk specifically about what's going on with you and your unique circumstances, and help you get the clarity you need on the mothering experience that you really want to have, whatever that is. And we spend time identifying what could be holding you back from having that vision come true. How can we make this compass, and what can be holding you back from living in the direction that your compass is pointing? And by the time we're done with our session, you actually have a list of next steps for you to go through and implement to create this life that you're talking about for yourself. It's a super amazing process. I love doing breakthrough sessions with people. I'm going to put a link in the comments below so you can sign up for a free breakthrough session with me. And I hope that the tips that we've given you guys this week can be helpful to you in trying to minimize family drama this holiday season and after the holidays into the next year and everything. You can start 2018 off on the right foot with clarity and a really, really strong compass pointing you in the direction of your future. I love you guys. Have an amazing Thursday, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.